Hello to all my friends and clients out there. This is Attorney Vance Stallings with the law firm of Sims Shower, serving clients from our offices in Baltimore, Washington, and the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. I just wanted to reach out to you today here at the end of 2020 and talk to you about really one of the biggest areas of change that we've seen in the law here in Virginia in a long time, and that is as applied to employers in Virginia. Virginia, under the actions of our legislature here over the past year, has gone from being one of the most pro-business states in the United States to being one of the least, and it's really been a whirlwind of activity that's brought us to that. The result of all that activity is really a different environment that business people of all sorts are dealing with, but especially small to medium sized businesses. As you try to continue to work in this environment, try to keep your head above water and at the same time absorb all of these changes. You really need a friend in regard to that, and Sim Shower stands ready to help you with it. The changes that have come out of the Virginia legislature this year are broad and they have a great deal of impact and potential negative implications for all of our clients. Be you a church organization, a not for profit, or a for profit business of any sort. If you have employees, then you are really seeing that the broad changes have been put in place, and you need to react accordingly. So it's not that it's a hopeless situation, but to just sit back and pretend that it hasn't changed is not a very good strategy at all. The types of areas that we've been seeing so many of the changes in, they touch on various things. They go from like expansions of the minimum wage, expanding who's entitled to be paid overtime, expanding the definition of employee in regard to independent contractors and whether or not somebody that you pay in a certain way and expect certain things is in fact an employee, or if they're still covered under independent contractor status. We've also seen a lot of expansion in regard to non-discrimination laws, and that's expanded both in the scope of the non-discrimination law, but also in regard to who it applies to and what the nature of the discrimination might be and what's in fact outlawed under those laws. They've expanded also the enforcement opportunities that are out there. So the Attorney General can become involved, and there's a lot of fines and costs and other payments that you might find yourself on the hook for just because you didn't pay as much attention to this as you should, or you just wish that it would all go away. So that is not a good strategy, and in light of the expansions of all that we're dealing with here, you certainly need to take a look at all of your policies and procedures. Churches and Christian related groups, other religious related organizations, you need to be looking at how you can do business in the way that you need to do it, how you carry on your ministry in a way that is in compliance with these new requirements to the best of your ability. And we're here to help you with that. Any kind of business, though, is also touched by these types of changes, as we've talked about, with some of it being as basic as what services you have to provide to your clients. How do you advertise to your clients and customers? How do you, in fact, do what you do and ultimately get to making a profit behind it all? These are the types of things that we need to talk about. At Sim Showers, we developed a really comprehensive view of all of this. We've been around in regard to these matters for a while. We helped in regard to lobbying for these things. We're involved in litigation regarding it. We're hoping to find that we can get definitions of this from courts and from the legislators themselves in the future that will be more helpful than just kind of the rough legislation that's come out that has given us so many really unanswered questions that we have to deal with. How we help is really very straightforward. We have been experts in this field for a long time. We've developed the ways of helping churches, nonprofit organizations, and for-profit businesses deal with these types of matters. We have templates, we have ways that we have developed that we can help you to avoid the downside of these regulations, to comply with them. And some of the biggest ways that we do that is in looking at your documents that you have, your documents that you established your business under, your employee handbooks, and all the other ways in which you set policy for your organization. These all need to be consistent with one another. They need to, in fact, carry out and explain what it is that you do and how you go about doing it. And we also look at your entire organization if you would like. So we can do a review of your handbook, which really is an essential piece, or we can expand that beyond and include that, but expand beyond that to look at all of your business interactions with the public, the way you're set up, how you're going to comply with the new rules in regard to overtime payments, independent contractors, to make sure that you're compliant. Because being non-compliant, as we said, is not a strategy. It exposes you, your organization, to a lot of downside. The fines and costs that you can incur for this per incident are really very high, and it's really something that could be an existential threat to your organization. So we do these types of, we can come in, do a full overview of your business, of your ministry, and we can, take out of that certain processes that we could put in place to help you to be in compliance with these rules. So I hope all is well. I hope that you find this information helpful. If you would like, I can be reached at 757-641-0895. We look forward to hearing from you. We would love to be of assistance to you. This is what we do. We live to do it. We love to do it. And we would like to be the part of the solution so that you can free yourself up to do the things that you do best, to meet your calling, and to be profitable as we go forward in 2021 and beyond. All right. Thank you so very much. Great talking with you.